you ever want to understand true, bone-deep humiliation, all it takes is a boring Zoom class, an unmuted mic, and the unfortunate fact that your crush picked today to actually show up to class. Let me explain. It was a Tuesday, fourth period. Mr. Castillo was droning on about the Treaty of Versailles, and I was doing what any reasonable teenager does during history class. Absolutely nothing productive. The assignment was to read 3 pages from the textbook while he explained the long-term consequences of post-war diplomacy. Translation: 45 minutes of pretending my internet was lagging every time he asked a question. Kyle DMs me. "Yo, look at his hair today, LOL." I looked. Mr. Castillo had clearly attempted some kind of home haircut over the weekend, and the result looked like a lawnmower had lost a fight with a hedge. Normally, this is where Kyle and I exchange a few memes, laugh quietly, and move on. But Kyle had a terrible idea. "Bro, draw it. Screen share it. I'll die." Now, I am not an artist, but confidence has never required talent. So I opened Microsoft Paint. 5 minutes later, I'd created what I considered a masterpiece. Mr. Castillo, as a pig. A Roblox pig. Square head, little blocky hooves, tiny reading glasses, the most judgmental expression I could manage with the spray paint tool. Across the top, in gigantic size 72 red letters, I proudly typed, "Mr. Castillo, Pig Edition." I leaned back. It was beautiful. Kyle was spamming crying emojis in the chat. "Send it!" So I clicked what I thought was the option to send my screen to Kyle. It was not. I shared it to everyone. Nothing happened. For one glorious second, I thought Zoom had glitched. Then I noticed 30 tiny profile pictures suddenly stop moving. The class chat froze. No messages. No LOL. No, "When's the quiz?" Just silence. The kind of silence where your brain immediately starts planning a new identity. My cursor hovered over the pig's nose. I tried clicking "Stop Share." Nothing. The button wouldn't respond. My laptop decided that this was the perfect moment to freeze. You know when your computer slows down because it senses fear? That's exactly what happened. I started clicking harder, as if the mouse just needed motivation. Still frozen. Then, I heard it. Not Mr. Castillo, not Kyle, Amy. A tiny little snort, barely audible, but unmistakable. She'd forgotten to mute herself, which meant she'd been watching the entire time. This was somehow the first meaningful interaction we'd ever had. Not talking, not introducing ourselves. No. She knew me as the kid who drew our history teacher as livestock. Finally, Zoom unfroze. Except, instead of stopping the screen share, I accidentally clicked the Zoom button in Paint. The pig's face filled everyone's screen. Now the class wasn't looking at a drawing. They were staring directly into the giant pixelated eyes of Pig Castillo. Someone typed, "Bro," then another, "LMAOO." Then they started rolling in so fast I couldn't even read them. One person just kept posting pig emojis. My soul left my body. Mr. Castillo finally cleared his throat. "DG," that calm teacher voice, the one that's somehow more terrifying than yelling. "Would you like to explain whatever this is?" I opened my mouth. Nothing. Not a single word. My brain had disconnected from my vocal cords. My camera, of course, was still on, because Mr. Castillo deducted participation points if you turned it off. 30 classmates watched my face transition through all 7 stages of embarrassment in real time. Finally, I managed, "It's satire." The silence somehow got louder. Kyle, the absolute coward who convinced me to make the drawing in the first place, left the meeting. Didn't disconnect, didn't lag out. He clicked "Leave meeting." He abandoned me like a raccoon fleeing a burning dumpster. Then came the moment I thought might save me. Mr. Castillo sighed. Well, I waited. Maybe he'd laugh. Maybe he'd appreciate the creativity. Maybe 10 points off. I blinked. What? For accuracy. He adjusted his glasses. My ears are not that small. A couple students laughed. Then, Amy unmuted again. Oh my gosh. Here it comes. This was where she destroyed me forever.
It's actually, she paused, really good for paint. The class laughed again.
Not in the cruel way, more like they genuinely couldn't believe someone had put this much effort into roasting a teacher. I didn't know if Amy had complimented me or attended the funeral for my dignity. The lecture somehow continued, like none of this had happened. Mr. Castillo went right back to discussing post-war Europe, while a giant Roblox pig still lived rent-free in everyone's memory. I spent the next 30 minutes pretending to take notes while secretly wondering if transferring schools required parental signatures. I figured the story would die after a week. It did not. The next day, someone changed our shared Google Doc icon to a pig. Someone else edited my contact name in a group project to Farmer. Even the class Kahoot nickname somehow became Oink Master. And Kyle? Kyle still had the nerve to text me, "Worth it." Worth it? I almost became homeschooled. The weirdest part happened 2 weeks later. After class, Amy messaged me, "Can you actually draw my Roblox avatar?" Apparently the pig had impressed her. I still don't know whether that's the greatest compliment I've ever received, or the strangest. Either way, to this day, if Kyle wants to make me flinch in public, he doesn't even have to say anything. He just looks at me and quietly whispers, "Oink." Have you ever had a hot mic or screen share disaster? What's the worst thing your teacher, or even worse, your crush, has ever caught you doing online? Tell me in the comments.